just before the show, Blame Truth, you started talking, and Kyle and I were like, that sounds perfect. So you have a Discord, and it got banned. Can you fill us in on what led to that? What happened?
Yeah, my Discord account, my server's okay, but my account got banned because I was a part of the Conway Whale Watchers Wings of Redemption troll Discord. I actually just streamed the Northmen with those guys. Those are cool guys. Like we streamed the Northmen and had a good old time. We had a good old time.
They are cool guys.
They are cool guys. And we had a great time. And then I hop on Discord and I'm just banned. They nuked that server. I think Wings took it down. They nuked that server. Everybody in it just got banned. Straight up. No questions asked. Can't get it back, so I'm Discordless right now, but not a big deal, you know.
Yeah, I think he's got some drama going on right now. I don't know the short and long of it, and I frankly don't care, but he's got some kind of drama going on, so it's probably tangentially related to all that. But yeah, the Whale Watchers.
Yeah.
The aptly named group of wings aficionados.
Why would they get banned for that Discord? What are you guys doing in there?
Surely not just laughing from
what were you
afar.
up to, Blame Truth? Because it sounds to me like it had a whole lot more to do.
It's funny. I told my Twitch stream, I'm like, hey guys, I'm streaming the Northmen on Conway Whale Watchers, you know, just like doing it for fun. And some people came in like one time. They came in one time to watch the Northmen, got banned for life.
That is bizarre.
You'd
think it would be all like if they had a whale watching Discord where it like had the rules of the zoo, where it was like, we're here to discuss the laughable things, but do not participate. Don't touch the animals. This is the zoo. But I bet they went over the line and they tried to create content by like poking a gorilla or throwing sandwiches at a bear, which is obviously in poor taste.
Well, Wings uses the word blackmail because he doesn't know what it means, but someone's trying to extort some money. Someone's trying to extort some money out of Wings.
Oh, I don't like that. Jeez.
Yeah, using the takedown system.
They claimed it was like a Discord. Discord said it was like a server meant for harassment. But
I wasn't accurate.
I mean,
it sounds like it's a Discord made for harassing someone. So you know what? I'm fine with that.
It's like-minded individuals getting together for a good time.
I like that he gets that W though. I feel like he needed that, and the thought of him coming in just clearing out like 1,000 or however many people were in there, plus just the extra people, the collateral damage of people that were innocent that got murked. Like they just got caught up.
Some of my viewers who had never even seen or said anything just got
vanquished them from Discord.
Yeah. I wonder how he would feel if he knew that you had been swept up in all of this.
I think I tweeted at him like, "Come on, dude! Like seriously."
He's got bigger fish to fry right now.
He's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, Blame Truth. This group of 2,000 people harassing me. I don't care for it. So yeah, I'm gonna request that they remove people need to give Wings a break every now and then. The dude is run through the ringer 24/7 for the past 10 years. Like
Taylor,
give him a bit.
Well, you have to keep in mind, like he randomly attacks people, like at random. He said I was addicted to Adderall like 2 months ago.
I know, but like, maybe
it's not accurate.
I know, but you're one of my close friends, so I saw that and was immediately like, obviously that's false. But like, if he was going around being like, Taylor, huge fan of black tar heroin, I'd be like, no, I'm a high quality. I like that, like the white stuff.
How much Adderall do you have to do for it to be considered an addiction?
Well, I think that like. I don't know. But I've never taken more than like a bottle. Probably, right? Like I would get a prescription. I would get it prescribed, and I would take it like when I needed to get the house clean or something like that. I wouldn't take it regularly, even not since middle school.
But taking it regularly, is that addicted to it?
People do get addicted to it like easily.
It can be, but I don't know. I don't think that's the kind of addiction he's talking about. He's trying to suggest that I was like tweaking out on Adderall or something.
Tweaking.
Yeah, that you were like trumping.
I made a video about him actually, like Wings. And he watched it on his stream, and he watched it live. I actually caught him watching the video live, and every point I brought up, he just immediately dismissed. Nothing was taken in. It was like in one ear, out the other. It was worse.
Was it a Call of Duty, like a video game critique video, or like a, hey, I don't like what you're doing here?
It was just I told him to kind of just embrace the trolls because, like, at the end of the day, I think they're fans that want to see him do better, or ex-fans that want to see him do better. You know what I mean? Like, actually,
maybe.
Yeah, some are.
I think some are. I really do.
Some are there because they think of themselves as like an avenging spirit, there to like look after all those kids that got yelled at 10 years ago.
That is true as well.
I think he is. I do think he's sitting on a gold mine potentially, actually, of engagement and stuff. Like that's a very big deal. I think like another person who's like, you know, can spin their thing into profits but pushes against it is Brendan Schaub. You guys know about?
Oh yeah,
the fighter.
Yeah, I frequented the subreddit for like through pandemic and stuff, and I just saw, you know, how he responds. But like I saw all those slogans and like Schaubisms and things. And if there's a way, there's like a 90s wrestler WWF way to spin it into a bad guy type thing where you kind of root for it. I don't know what the answer is, but I do like find it interesting. Like in Wings' case, he does do the exact same thing all the time, and he's never happy with it. And Wings, I feel like re-strategizing his approach to the engagement he gets out there could be valuable.
I don't know anything
surprised by like perennially, I am shocked that no one is interested in producing a reality show about his life. And like, I don't think I'm crazy about
you
this.
Tried.
I think I tried. I think that it's amazing. Like if you had cameras there and like at the end of every week, if he had to sit down with his family members in a circle, like, and they each had a camera on them and talking about like what happened this week. Like, hey, this week Wings had some trouble with his fans. They had a crane ordered to the house. How did that make you feel? Well, I was trying to get my
louder than air.
Yeah, we took advantage of that crane to get Mama out of the kitchen. Yeah, it would be so funny. I promise you, because like just some of the stories.
I would watch it. Yeah.
Like having them recount the stories in person with like one of those silly, you know, those shows where they're talking about someone who got bit by a snake and they do it poorly, the reenactment, and it's almost comedic. A reenactment of him like getting that turd pulled out of his ass by his grandma or something, like accompanying like story time. Like have him tell a story every now and then.
With a tinny meow in the background.
It's just that it's actually like a whole it's like young Sheldon, but it's Wings. It's like a full
young
show.
Jordan.
There's an actor playing him.
Yeah.
Everybody hates Jordy. That's
Everybody
the
hates Jordy.
show.
Or because it's a reality show.
Yeah.
I actually really like the idea, and I'm not talking about like torturing him in any way at all, not at all. But every episode he does something he hates. Like
flying commercial flight, coach commercial flight. He would be if you told him that at the end of the season he has to fly to Los Angeles for an in studio like thing with his hero and $10,000 check. He'd be like, I don't know, you know, that June was when I like to, you know, stay in my trailer all alone. So I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make it. He's so scared of commercial flights.
You really think he wouldn't fly?
Last
like
time
me, I don't know who his hero is.
See, last time the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. The last time he was on a commercial flight, the guy next to him was like rude. Like it was a flight from Conway, South Carolina, or wherever he boarded his plane, Asheville probably, or Spartanburg, wherever, to LA. So that's like 5.5, 6.5 hours, somewhere in there. And somebody was like, bro, seriously? Like somebody gave him some shit.
Wait. As someone who's not like who has different dimensions than Wings, but is also a huge person, like Wings was rude. When I get on the plane being who I am and I sit next to a regular person, I do feel rude. I'm like, yeah. If someone's like, seriously, I'm like, bro, I'd be so mad. If I got to a seat and I was sitting next to me, I'd be like, fuck this big fucking idiot.
You like eventually you should have to like sit next to Shaq. So you know how it is. You know how all those tiny women feel.
I felt the same way, but then you know, like he was so upset by it that he was considering renting a car and driving back from LA.
Oh God!
Yeah,
really?
He lives on the East Coast.
Why? Yeah. See, here's the thing.
Not only does he live on the East Coast, he lives 20 minutes from the Atlantic Ocean.
Wait, I wish.
You can hear seabirds.
And to fly into LA, you go out over the Pacific and loop back too. So he would go ocean to ocean like Forrest fucking Gump.
Yeah, I wish when that guy was like, seriously, I wish like he knew, like I wish he embraced more like fuck this guy.
Yeah.
You know, or in my case, like I'm like, yeah, I know, I'm shit. Sit down, forget about it. I wish Wings, like, I feel like that's it right there. That guy's like, seriously, and then he's like, I'm gonna suffer driving back now rather than have that. He should just be like, fuck that, bro. I'm sitting
I don't know what
here. I'm gonna take up two seats.
Wings
taking up
a
seat and a half.
Like every time Wings, if my name is ever in Wings' mouth, it's like that motherfucker stole my job. Like he's like mad at me. He's like that he got in and stole the money. And like even knowing that and the years of that, I just like I feel so fucking bad for the guy. Like I can't look at his life and not feel like, dude, like it just.
Did you guys hear about the New York Times thing he did?
Oh, we know all about it. Yeah, we talked about it. Yeah.
Have you seen
for Harley's benefit? The New York Times did an article on Wings of Redemption, and like they have his picture in the article.
He can't stop talking about it before it happens, and then you think he would know by now. Don't talk about this shit before it happens, but like he's like a kid on Christmas, like telling people about his new bike he got. You know, so he can't wait to spill the beans till after. So he's talking about how he's getting this New York Times interview, and then the trolls, of course, contact him, and the article changes. You know, because they contact him about the stuff he's said in the past. I don't get. It's like the same mistake over and over and over. It's insanity. It's a definition of insanity.
Yeah, and it's just that I think the trolls are entirely powered and fueled by him. Like when we were talking about that reality show, if that happened and that reality show like wasn't a success on TV, I do know that the Clips channels is like a 7-figure business. Oh, if that reality show exists, the Wings Clips channels on YouTube taking like 1, 2, 3 minute bits from the show and recutting it, that's a 7-figure business right there. And even if only one episode got released, 1 35-minute episode or something,
that's there for the next
that's
decade.
Content for 4 years.
Yeah.
Like 4 years.
God, is it crazy for us to produce the show? Is it crazy to hire a film crew?
It's the most logical, best, coolest thing.
Guys, I'm 4 hours away.
And the first episode is just it's Taylor and Wings getting lunch.
That would be episode 1. You guys, all on the
we're
table.
Smoothing it over.
Exactly. You guys show your cards, fully transparent. You know.
Oh, you buried.
But what I'm upset about
all you can eat crab.
Yeah, we have a competition over all you can eat crab over who is the deserved host of PKA. After I slaughter him in that, I feign some false humility.
Let me ask you a question.
The thing I'm the most upset about is that he's not really 6'4". What?
He's not really 6'4".
That's what I'm upset. I'm gonna show up and like of all the things you could be like frustrated with, I'm gonna look for him like Wings. Wings, and then like when I'm taller than him, what? Are your feet okay? Like what's going on?
What if you ate crab for who would be host of PKA, and you're like 3 pounds deep, and you're like, no big deal, I can keep going. But you look at him, and he's not even breaking a sweat. And not only that, Taylor, they've got some of those cheesy Red Lobster biscuits, and he starts eating those for the fuck of it. Just like he knows he can beat you with extra room to spare. He's like, I don't care. And he's like enjoying the biscuits, like chatting it up, all lighthearted.
I would be so happy to see him do that because he's just blowing himself out. I'm the tortoise. I'm eating until we start the competition Sunday. I'll wrap up Tuesday afternoon. He's gonna burn himself out so quickly on those cheddar biscuits. And I also guarantee that my dexterity, my speed in opening the crab, it's going to be unmatched.
I'm sorry.
Give me 8 clusters. I'll be through that, devoured it, digesting for an hour while watching an episode of An Idiot Abroad, and he's still out there struggling with bloody fingers.
See, the problem with that, Taylor, is Wings of Redemption doesn't crack his crab open. He eats it whole. Okay. Shells and
all right.
That's
real
how
respect,
he's so fast.
real.
That's how he's so fast.
Okay. Well, then he's gonna
the whole thing.
If he survives the eternal bleeding, he's going to beat me.
You know what's so funny about this is you're like, we're having this conversation. You're like, yeah, you guys go and produce. The funniest thing is like, no one here can afford Wings. Even with everything going on in his life, you want to do this? Like, we can't afford this. Even if we all pool together, we don't have the money to produce one season.
Too stupid to take the money.
Just for his talent rate.
I would have no confidence that we wouldn't get 40 minutes in, like me, Kyle, and Woody get off a plane, and then he'd be like, you know what, I don't want to do this. And then they'd be like,
this is going to be embarrassing.
But we're here.
Nah,
He would say, I don't want to make a fool of myself. And it's like, that's what you've been doing for a decade.
That's what he's contracted into, though.
Now.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he's contracted into. So when he's like, I don't want to do it, you guys are like, great, this is the show.
How about this?
Like,
we make him sign an NDA, legally binding, harsh punishments. After he's signed it, he realizes he's signed a non-dairy agreement. He can't have dairy until he's down to a BMI of 24.
Not my cheese.
And that's the show. Is he's legally bound to not be? And there's a cop that a dairy cop, and he keeps him from consuming any dairy. Billy Club,
Shalila,
cheese head on. Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Can I just be the cop since I have the mustache? Like, I'll wear disguise.
Yeah. Impersonating a cop? That's not a crime if you're filming.
Nah, not in South Carolina. No.
If you're filming, it's acting.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just acting like I pulled this guy over. What are you mad about?
No, I've long thought that he could literally, because some of that reality stuff that actually gets popular is just so trash and so bad. And his stories are real. Mm-hmm. Like that shit is real over there. The crazy stuff with people pulling turds out of buttholes and fucking
you're not going to believe this, but the problem, Wings is not fat enough. My 600-pound life and those sisters who are behemoths in their own right.
Yeah, like Wings can do jumping jacks-ish.
He's quite athletic. He's quite athletic to be so
he's like
big,
a running, jumping large man. Like he could do that kind of,
He's a bit like Chris Farley. Yeah.
He's gonna break something in the house maybe, but listen, why don't you call him up right now.
We don't have his number.
You don't have his phone number.
I have no way of contacting him.
You're lying.
I swear to God.
You can't contact Wings right now if you wanted.
Kitty has. If I needed to get in touch with Wings, I'd be like, Kitty, give me Wings' number, and I could contact him.
No, Zach, you don't have to.
No, we not want his information.
When he comes back, he's like, yo, I was gone for one episode and Wings was on.
Oh, that was great.
Wings taking Woody's job is the full circle. That's the full circle. That's when it's complete.
That's the final plot point. The full circle documentary.
Yeah,
is that Woody decides that he's got enough money and he's going to be a flyboy in Spain, and Wings jumps in. It takes the reins. And then immediately the next week, me and you would be sitting here like it's 7 Eastern, and then we'd get a message like, "Don't feel good."
Not gonna make it tonight. An hour and a half late.
It begins.
We just report on Wings when he does stuff, as does the New York Times. Okay, so
did you see that? I saw that, and I saw Wings talk about how he didn't like the New York Times take on him, and so here's the deal. I guess now Wings has been used as. Like they're using his picture and saying he's involved in all these current events. The Uvalde shooting was one of them. I think the Buffalo shooting was another. And they keep saying Wings was either involved or like a parent or a victim. Or whatever. Yeah. And of course, Wings has nothing to do with it. These are just trolls who drag his image into everything. And there was a brief moment where they tried to find the genesis of why Wings was targeted like this. And they're like, he said some things about lowering the age of consent and something else that I don't recall. But he's apologized for that again and again. He never meant it. He just was a shock jock on a podcast at one point. I saw that and I thought, they didn't do him wrong. He said a dumb thing. He apologized for it. It was a comedy thing. Move on. And 12 years ago, by the way. But Wings felt like they really did him dirty. I didn't see it like that.
Yeah, they did him really kindly. I think that look, it seems like he was the source of all their information. Think about that one for a minute. It's not like they went to his haters, or they'd have had a much more comprehensive viewpoint of like those things he said, because those guys, the guys who are like super into this, have debunked the like I was a shock jock thing, because they'll be like, here's where he said it when almost no one was listening. Here's when he like said it in private. Here's when he said the same thing to like a little group of people and not on the show. Whether it's Twitch or in a YouTube video or whatever, they'll do that. So like if the New York Times had gone to them, they'd have gotten us. It'd have been a really nasty article. They did him really kindly, and he doesn't know how to use.
I mean, I don't think he realizes the same kind of point I made on PKN. Patreon.com/PKA. Sign up for PKN. You get the early show, and you also get PKN, which is an hour-long show
and
that
you get
three of us retards do, and so check it out.
Don't forget about the Hangout. That's the best part.
And the Hangout's the $50 level. You get to join and watch all of us do bits and the rest of the folks who go in there. It's a bunch of fun.
The rest of the folks are the best part.
The rest of the folks are honestly the best part. It's very, very funny. But like the whole point with the Wings thing is this. Wings is merely the vehicle by which the story was told. They wanted to do a story on fake news on social media, and Wings is just the vehicle. So there's not a huge focus on him in that. There's really not. Like, it'll ask what it is, and he'll say stuff like, yeah, that's not true, I didn't say that, or they manufactured that, or I said a different version of it. But the bulk of the article, if you actually read it, is about the misattribution of sources and stuff.
Is this the one where people claim that?
But only in the context of how it pertains to him. I don't think they go.
No, in the context of how it pertains to the BBC, the CNN,
but how he's used to like.
Yes, but he is still the medium that is being used. It's less about him than his kind of avatar as a force doing this. Okay,
I read this as hey. Have you guys heard about the most interesting man on the internet? There is a buffoon in South Carolina. Yes, we've got a photo of him right here, and we talked to him today. And here's the nonsense that he gets up to. That's what it was to me. Because they talk about how, like, all the accounts that, like, call him out on Twitter, the like, fake CNN accounts, CNN and Afghan and all that. Like they never said, also, there's this other guy this happens to, or these other examples of it happening, and it was all Wings. It was all about medium. It was all about how it affected him. It
centers on him, story. But the key of the story are the ancillary bits, kind of sprouting off of him.
I disagree. It was to me, it was a biography of Wings of Redemption and how he, in particular, has real serious issues with the internet trolling him. That's 100% what it was about to me. They did stop and do a little bit of that. They mentioned that, factually, that people will see that he's a survivor and such, and they'll be like, aha, a crisis actor. They wanted you to know that, like, hey, this guy's not a crisis actor. He's not a monster. He's not a fraudster. He's just a guy who plays video games on the internet, and people like to.
That was covered in the intro. That was covered in the intro, and then
Kyle, I felt like the article was about Wings. It wasn't about misattribution of sources. They covered that a little bit, but
no, I think maybe I'll reread and see it differently. But it seemed more to me that it was a story they wanted to tell, and Wings was a very convenient mechanism by which to tell it. And I fucking hate mainstream media and journalists. So if there was more to hate on here, in my eyes, I would do that. But I don't think there is.
It's a pretty short read. I have not read it. I just scrolled through it and reading the top lines of the first paragraphs. It does read. It's like a story about. It's a story about how Wings is being misidentified, but it's definitely towards more about Wings the person and not about misinformation as a source or as as a topic. I just think that he's got it.
I probably have the wrong read on it then.
In any case, we'll all agree that Wings who's over there like banning anyone who says NYT, banning anyone who says anything about the interview is just like, what are you doing?
Missing an opportunity, right? It should be Wings of Redemption now streaming as seen in the New York Times, right? That's what it should be, doing, a 24-hour marathon stream right now where it gets up to 16,000 people and gets hopefully $50,000. That's where he should be right now. I wish he was. We always have different objectives, right? I know being on Twitch is selling your mental health for cash. I've said it 100 times. Wings is like, no, I don't want to sell my mental health. There's only so much. I'm like, rebuild it later, Wings. This is an opportunity. Strike while the iron is hot. And he never does what I would have hoped he'd do.
I'm disappointed in him in that I went to Myrtle Beach. I saw how nice of an area. I have a lot of jealousy towards people who just were born near the ocean and just get to live near the ocean. It's cool.
All that crab. You just go out there and get it.
I would be 100% lying if I didn't say crab was a maybe majority part in this thought. But I'm jealous of that. And so when I went to Myrtle Beach recently, I had a full, for Jericho's benefit, my wife and I, we had a full, she wanted to go to Universal and all that stuff. And that's not my jam as much. I've never been, but I didn't think it would be. But I've always told her, we'll go do that. So we made that vacation, but unfortunately weather was so bad there. It was like 7 out of 7 days would be thunderstorms. And so I just found last second before our vacation, like, what is the nicest weather of the beach we can drive to? And it was like Myrtle Beach. That's got the most sun. Fuck it. We're going there. And as I was driving closer and closer to Myrtle Beach, I just kept thinking, like, where the fuck is Conway? I'm kind of excited. I'm not going to go to Wing's house or even try and find it. I just want to see where Conway is, like, in relation to Myrtle Beach. And it got to the point that I was like 5, 6, 7 miles from the beach. Yeah. And I was like, I must have missed it. Like, there's no way. I must have missed Conway. Maybe it's like down the beach a bit. No, it's there. Right fucking there. Yeah. On the beach. Wait, and I guarantee.
Not on the beach, is it?
It's not on the beach, but it's
20 minutes.
20 minutes would be if he fucking took a razor scooter there. Like, he could be there fast if he takes a car. Like, and that's how close you are to the beach. And so part of me was like, dude, like, I get it. You don't want to take your shirt off or anything. Like, I totally understand. But yeah, 10 miles.
Yeah, it's nothing.
Just go to the beach. That would be so. Living 10 miles from the beach, in my head, that is so exciting and so cool. I would be getting seafood every day. Like, if I'm bored, what do? Oh, I don't know. I don't live in Missouri anymore, where it's just forests. I'll go to the beach.
I can't believe we never thought of this during all the weight loss bullshit shows where we sit here and pump him up and come up with a little idea. Oh, maybe boxing. Maybe you get a personal
walk on
trainer.
The beach.
Yeah, walk on the beach. Go swimming.
Or he could do like aqua aerobics or something.
Not even just walk on the beach is like 80% more difficult than just walking.
It's so true. It's the sand.
Yeah. I'm like, diet. You can't walk. That whole walking thing, the me of today, is like, that doesn't lose weight.
It's mental stuff. No, that's mental stuff though.
Yes. Oh, I'm with you. I was actually going to say the same thing. I sometimes walk if I'm like, my mental health needs a boost right now. Let's get walking. Skateboarding, same sort of thing. And walking's actually better. I didn't know it. It's like a thing I learned way too late in life. But yeah, walking is huge.
Love it.
Mm-hmm. And so I don't hate walking, but if you're trying to lose weight, it's the kitchen. He would walk and come back and have a sweet tea.
Well, it's all calorie deficit stuff. But I was just saying, like, walking on a beach, pretty, not a lot of incentive needed, and it's exponentially more difficult than walking on flat ground normally.
But we all know what we would do if we woke up and we were 425 pounds. Yeah. And it wouldn't involve some little 20-minute walks. Okay, it would involve a new lifestyle. It would involve a Spartan lifestyle where you were like, I guess, I can walk 9 hours a day if I get that desk that's I can get the walking desk and then I'll do my
standing desk, or at least
like a treadmill desk or something.
I have a standing desk and I haven't lifted it more than twice.
I do the same thing. I wouldn't change. I would try to eat right, and I'd lift weights. Is lifting weights the best way to lose weight? I don't know, but it's the one I'll actually do.
Yeah. From experience.
It's the one. I mean, working out as a whole is super hard for me when I know that there's exercises that I'm not interested in doing because they're not fun. Like, I have the fun ones, right? Love leg presses. Love doing everything with leg press. But like, as soon as you get to like doing planking or any like weird range of motion exercises, I hate it. I don't want to do it, and I need a personal trainer to help me with that.
You don't like? Why would you do that? You don't like upper body stuff at all?
Planking for nobody.
I've grown to like upper body stuff, but like I don't like rowing. I hate rowing.
Then don't row.
So
I know you don't have to, but I'm saying like in general, it's just like
I watch a YouTuber, Greg Doucette. Probably most people here know his name, and he enjoys bicycle riding, indoor bicycle riding.
There's freak. I love running though.
There's an app called Zwift, I think. It's spelled like Swift, but so he can race people online, and it measures the amount of output he puts into his pedals.
Yeah.
And you have to be smart. It involves drafting, it involves hills, there's some strategy, and then of course there's a huge fitness component to it. Cool. He would be better off body-wise if he rode, but I don't think he'd be better off because it's a whole body exercise. If he had a rowing machine instead, he might not use it. Do the one you like doing.
Yeah.
That's where the benefit
is. So true. The best exercise is the one you do.
And speaking of that, did you see that thing I linked where my friend got Wings of Redemption's Times article framed? It cost $200. It's the link I put in the chat over there. Like show it, Zach. Like, this cost him $200 to frame. That's how big of a fan this man is of Wings.
That's
look how nice the frame is.
That dude, my diplomas are framed like at that level. It's got matting around it.
Yeah,
that's matted.
Really good.
Yo, he didn't go to Rite Aid and get a frame. That's
no, it's literally like a $200 frame job. Like it's professional.
For Wings, this article.
What's the article?
He's gonna put it on his wall next to his diplomas.
Someone fill Josh in.
It's a long story, but that we know that guy. He's like a notorious internet troll / guy who gets trolled. And recently, the New York Times did this article about how he gets sort of quasi bullied online and that sort of thing. And it's kind of a big inside joke. But this guy's gotten that framed. I guess that's the long and the short of it.
If he's a troll, I don't feel bad for him at all.
Well, I'm not going to go into the story. People don't want to hear me tell you the Wings Redemption story. Plus, I couldn't squeeze it into this 3-hour show.
There's
that we've
two
got
sides
here.
of this story, though. He can be a little grumpy towards his fans, and his fans can hit it right back. And you wonder if the punishment's worth the crime on both sides.
What was there a punishment? I guess I missed what happened.
Okay, so like they are taking Wings and acting like he's the Uvalde shooter, or he's the he's in Ukraine, or he's a journalist that just died in this thing. Every time there's a major event, they say that he's behind it, or they use his image. They, of course, harass him in real life. They've sent mechanics, prostitutes, pizzas, SWAT teams.
They pose as him and harass children. And get the parent, and then other people go and like report the fake account that wasn't really him to the parents of the children. So then the children get involved, and the parents end up making like TikTok videos like, this man right here is a predator. We need to get this man, Wings of Redemption. He's a predator. And it's like,
but why him? What did he do?
So for example, he yells at a guy he plays games with too much, right? Like, I hope your parents die in a car fire, sort of stuff. So does that warrant calling the SWAT team and sending it to his house? I would think not, but
probably not.
Here's the
asymmetric warfare.
It's he's a fascinating man. He really is a human character. There are several documentaries that have been made about him on YouTube that are like over an hour or two. If you search Wings Redemption down the rabbit hole, I think you'd be fascinated. They've heard us here talk about it just way too much, but the reasons that people dislike him, the reasons people give him a hard time are it's so many, and it's a span of years, right? Because like it's not like the people who didn't like him in 2011 are still around hating on him. Like there's a guy who found out about Wings of Redemption today, and he's like, "Where do I join up?" He's like, "Wait a minute, you guys are in this together against him? Sign me the fuck up. I'm new here." Like there's plenty of guys who are like recruiting like daily. It's like the armed forces, right? There's been people retired. There's Purple Hearts in the Whale Watchers. There's it's the whole thing.
I'm gonna go down that rabbit hole.
It's fun. It's fun.
Yeah, but
if there were a museum, I could be the tour guide.
Yeah, dude,
yes,
you sound.
You could be. Yeah. What is his accusation? Do we want to cover this? I'm out of the loop on what accusation is there against Wings?
Oh, did he say that I was addicted to Adderall?
Oh, that.
But what is the issue he has with you guys?
He used to be a co-host on this show, so we know him really well. He's been on.
Was I ever on the show when he was a co-host?
I don't think so.
No,
I think you were post Wings, but he was on the first, like, I'm making up a number, 300 shows, something like that. Like he was on here for a while, and I know him. He's my friend, but not all my interactions with him are positive.
What did he say?
Yeah,
I don't know what he said about me.
He said that you were addicted to Adderall. Is really all I know.
Yeah, that's what and the thing about that is like I've talked about like having issues with alcohol, smoking way too much weed. We just talked about like doing LSD. Too many mushrooms and humiliating myself at a Walmart. I've told that story. Why would I keep my secret Adderall use a secret? I don't know. I've talked about having prescriptions for Adderall since I was a kid, but I haven't gotten like a prescription filled like a second time in my adult life. I don't think. I just occasionally get a bottle and then use it sparingly over the course of like years at a time, like taking them like on moving days and stuff. So the idea that I had an Adderall issue was just comical. And like, how would he know, right? Like he's the guy who doesn't know what marijuana smells like, right? Like, and he's all and like, look at the glass house he's coming from, where his own brother is like the ex-con for like being a drug dealer, and his little sister was doing drugs too. Like they're all pillheads over there in that trailer he lives in.
So
I don't
you're
know why
saying
he's like
you've been accused of being a druggie by a subject matter expert.
I mean,
That's the framing I'm going with too.
That just made no sense to me, because that's the one thing that I've always been so careful with, is like not taking that stuff regularly. I think I was saying like last year that I think the best way to take Adderall is like maybe once a week, so that it actually works.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a weird thing for him to say. Just kind of throwing something at the wall, seeing if it would stick.
Yeah, and I definitely didn't do it like during my last fitness thing. I remember, I think, like mentioning that I could get a prescription for Adderall to Derek one time, and he's like, "Oh no, that's like a nuclear option that's not healthy and not conducive to anything good." And I was like, "Oh, okay, good to know." Like,
well, when's the last time you even talked to Wings? Like, we text every day. I can't remember the last time you even mentioned Adderall ever. Maybe like a year ago.
I haven't talked to Wings in. Oh, I don't even know how long. Maybe that night we played PUBG together, like 6 years ago or something, 5 years ago. I don't know. I don't know his number or anything, but I don't know why he's like randomly makes up stuff about people, like when he has so many issues on his plate already.
Yeah. Yeah.
What do you mean? That's exactly why, dude. Do you know what I mean? It's easy to deflect away to other people.
No.
Yep. No, we'll do this until one of us dies.
Oh, yes.
I'm so glad Woody immediately got my reference.
Oh yeah, I know what you did,
and
yeah. So I'm not completely caught up to speed. I know I'm part of the story.
Yeah, so they
catch me up.
They went into Donald Trump's house in Mar-a-Lago.
Is that what we're talking about? What
were you talking about? When I said elephant in the room, what came to your mind?
Yeah, Woody, what the hell were you thinking?
I haven't seen the video, but I think Wings of Redemption wants to come on PKA. Does that have you seen the video?
Yeah, I saw the video. Somebody sent it to me over here. I think
What'd he say?
Somebody. Basically, I think he said he wanted to, or I think maybe he said that he had tried to get in contact with us. I have no idea how he made that attempt.
Can you jump in on that?
Yeah.
He called me. He called me, and I was in the gym lifting at the time. And you have to understand, lifting right now isn't what it used to be. I enjoyed lifting, past tense. Now, my good foot is fucking exhausted. Imagine hopping around with 45-pound plates, loading them on the squat rack, one-legged.
Sounds dreadful.
Everything is hard. Overhead press dumbbells on one leg.
You've got to sit down, goddammit.
She's got to sit down.
Athletes exercise standing up.
No, they don't. Oh.
So I do some sit down. Anyway, it is a rough session for me, and my bad leg, which sometimes has like some play in the cast, just swells up and fills it, and it's hot, and so I get his call, and I'm like hoppa over, and I miss it. I don't get to my phone quickly enough. It's sitting in this charger on the dumbbell rack.
Yeah,
and I see that Wings called, and he sent me a text. He's like, "Hey man," he didn't tell me what the call was about, just that he wanted to talk. And in my mind, I was like, I'll get back to you after the workout. Like it's not you, it's me. I'm not in a place right now to take any calls. I'm fucked up. And so I intended to call him back sooner. The last, like, if I'm not wrong, I'm close. Like the last 4 times Wings called me, it was about like trolls and, maybe legal type stuff having to do with all trolls and the stuff that happens with trolls. Or, like, Woody, if the FBI calls you for a background check, this is what it's in reference to. Shit like that. All the troubles Wings is having with his fan base. That's what Wings and I typically talk about. And I'm like, I have to get back to him. And it is all my fault. I feel like a dick. Suddenly, like, it's Thursday as we record this. He called me Saturday. I didn't realize that much time. I thought it was 2 days in my head. And when I heard his video that it was last week, I was like, nah. Well, pretty much Saturday to Thursday, So Wings did call me. I meant to call him back. I'm still slow on it, and that's the truth.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think he wants to come on the
Mr.
show,
Call.
though. I think he wants to come talk to us about. I don't know what's happening right now. I think they're like holding his YouTube channel hostage, or I don't know, maybe maybe something like that. I honestly don't follow. I only get tidbits when people, at me with them. And
his
send me a
YouTube
thing.
and Twitch has been banned. Zach just wrote that in the chat.
Oh yeah, because that video I saw was a Twitter stream. He was streaming on Twitter.
So he's suspended. Wait.
Account suspension evasion on Twitch. Okay. He says, how was I ban evading? It had nothing to do with my wife's channel there. It wasn't even a stream done on it. I didn't read it carefully. He has nothing to do with his wife's channel. So Twitch is acting like Wings ban evaded, but really his wife made content and he wasn't on it, I guess.
Yeah, it says she hasn't even streamed on it yet.
I mean, it's pretty possible that Wings' fan base is like false reported him and attacked him.
Hang on, go back to the tweet about Chef Boyardee. As a kid, I love Chef Boyardee, but having a can of it lately, it kind of sucks. Anything you guys liked when you were younger and now don't understand the appeal of? Huh.
That's actually a personable tweet. I like it.
I like that too because I still like Chef Boyardee.
I put hot sauce on it. I put Frank's hot sauce on there because it's just so bland.
Yeah, you do need a little spice there. Otherwise, it's just kind of that mild tomato puree. That's barely tomatoes. You know how that is.
What kind of what do you like from Chef Boyardee? I like the raviolis.
Wait, are we just going to change topics off of Wings?
We're going to come
coming
back.
on Painkiller already for Chef Boyardee?
No, you're right.
Circle back after we figured out. Look, I was going to see if you were a beefaroni kind of man, but if that's not important, let's go back to Wings.
I am a beefaroni man, and I will circle back to this. Actually, we'll finish Wings, and then we'll get back to ravioli. So if I finish the rest,
Will we circle back to Chef Boyardee talk?
We got a 4-hour show. Wings wants to come on. We talk about it for 85 seconds, and then we're talking about
I love that shit. Now people are like, "Come on, talk about the Wings," and because I think people would like to see him on the show. So I guess forever we said we wouldn't because he always said we'd have to pay him $10,000, and frankly, like this is another example of when Wings is doing okay. It's like don't want anything to do with you people. You couldn't pay me enough. And when now here Wings is down and low, hey, can I come on the show? I'd love to come on the show. I'm down again, and that's what we always do. And I think that's what good people do is when somebody asks politely, hey, and they're down, we help them. And just so that I don't feel like a bad person, I guess my vote would be to have him on the show. I guess if he wants to talk about his issues or whatever. I don't know what the fuck he wants to talk about anyway.
Can we have him on?
It's not like we can help him.
Yeah, so
if he's banned from YouTube, can we have him on?
I've always wanted Wings on the show. I've been pro. I think this is a show that one, I think it'd be a good show, and two, it's a little bit fan service. And I have no problem with fan service. Fans want to see Wings. I'm down to have Wings. Whatever. You think I do drinking episodes because I think they're good or that I like them? No, it's fan service.
Yeah.
Back on mission. I'd love to have Wings, but like where Taylor was going, I just need to make sure that it doesn't get our show canceled, like ban evading.
It looks like his channel's up. I just found his YouTube channel. If you put in Jordy Jordan, you have to scroll down like almost to the end of the first page, but it's there. There's no content on it. Everything's gone. Maybe he did that.
Zach said, "Do you want to make that one a live show just for the patrons?" And it's too late to jump in today. Only
that kind of defeats the purpose.
We're gonna make the worst business decision ever. Only existing patrons get
video.
Limited reach, no more money.
No, all jokes aside, we could make it some kind of a special loopy doopy kind of show because I think that our oldest fans are the ones who like give the most shits about Wings. And I don't know, maybe for a fan who like found out I was in prison a couple years ago and came on because of that, or if you're a fan of like you probably found Taylor making magic live streams on Twitch and now you somehow circulated into this nonsense. However you got here
from that.
however you got here.
Maybe you likes me making fun of retarded TV
maybe
shows,
you went to a barbecue
for the magic streams.
hey, maybe you went to a barbecue with Taylor one time and you're that one awkward guy who has been like one at a time into the audience. But I think our oldest fans would certainly be like, holy shit, they could get the band back together, get a bit of a Beatles reunion. I always think back to our wing shows as being good because of what we pull out of wings, not necessarily what wings brings to the table. But that still is a bad argument for not having wings on the show because we're here. We can pull things out of wings. And I think now would be a good time to have him because he's actually got a thing to talk about. There's been times when it was like, would you like to have wings on the show? And it's like, what would he talk about? What has happened? Like the same old. But this time around, I don't know. He's gotten married. He's had all sorts of weird dramas here and there. I don't know if we've spoken to him in person since the surgery. I don't know if we have.
Yeah, definitely.
Last time I talked to him is when I played PUBG with him, and that was before the surgery, I think.
So I've talked to him privately on the phone a couple times.
Sure, yeah, that's true.
And I did a what was uploaded is like a 1v1 podcast or something. Like I don't think I uploaded it, but like I did a live stream where Wings jumped on. It wasn't planned, and we talked for over an hour. But I don't know if that was pre or post surgery. It was a while back.
I definitely haven't
Zach
talked
says
to him
after
since the New York Times thing, which was huge.
To me, it doesn't even seem that big. Like that seems like one of the minor things.
Maybe I'm overvaluing it. It is
I don't know. I think
article.
he overvalues it. But yeah, maybe we could have Wings on if you guys think that's a good idea.
Sure. Yeah.
I'm in. Just need to figure out that it's not going to get like this channel taken down.
Yeah, as long as he's not like a person of an undesirable or something.
Right. If he's like the Dr. Disrespect of Twitch, where if you like have him, your channel gets taken down.
Yeah.
And it's looking like that's not the case.
Do you just want Wings, or do you want anyone else from the crew? From his you want any of the Whack Packers?
Get Kenny back on, or
look, I mean, I'm just saying that like if Wings is gonna come, we could probably make a few requests. Would you like any of the fucking Whack Pack that's in the Wings universe? We just need a
random to stroll by in a Confederate uniform for no reason, like the old days.
All right, that's my vote as well. Okay, Wings, we'd love to have you on. Let's say the 25th, maybe. But here's the thing. Yeah. That fellow that had that military uniform on, I'd like him to come on and steal some valor like randomly come in. I want him to come in and fucking salute you and fucking snap to and then about face. You tell him to at ease, and then he hands you some like a hot pocket and he bounces like something silly like that.
I want him to say on stream, legally speaking, I'm a veteran.
Would you want Wings and his wife or just Wings?
Just Wings.
If Wings' wife came on, I'd want it to be like just like for a part of the show.
You'd like 5 minutes with Kelly.
It's mostly more than 5.
Let me ask you this.
People are interested in, I'm sure.
Let me ask you this. Would you like to dismiss Wings from the room and have a 1v1 conversation with Kelly, ask her some questions, and then have him come in and do like a couples game?
Dude, that would be amazing.
We do the couples game.
You know, the highlight guys would like edit it together
in very unflattering ways.
We can steal the questions from the original couples game.
No, of course. Those aren't the questions I want answered.
Fuck that. They're funny. They're like all suggestive double entendres and silly stuff that you have fun with.
Yeah. I hear you, but I'm more into like,
well, don't say it out loud. Keep that one up here. Okay. I love the idea of playing the couples. For those of you who don't know, that's when like you separate the two and you ask them questions. You see how their answers match up, right? And or moreover, you'd be like, what's Woody's favorite dessert? And Woody's not in the room, and Jackie has to say fucking coconut cake. And Woody comes in and he reveals his answer written on a chalkboard, and it says fucking rice pudding, and it's dun 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 dun. You didn't know your husband very well. Like you can have one of those. They're fun.
That would be fun.
Yeah,
I like this idea. Well, hopefully Wings will be down to come on the show.
Yeah, I think he said he was.
Well, it seems like
Kyle, you watched it. You saw the video.
Yeah,
about it.
What I watched it. I was getting ready to do this, and I saw someone had added the video to me, the Twitter thing. So I watched. Okay. I skipped around, but what I took from it was that he had tried to get in contact with us about coming on the show, and he didn't really elaborate. But I guess he said that he was unable to get in contact with us. Was sort of his.
Yeah, he called and texted me. Like back to back, like when I didn't pick up, he immediately texted. Then I was like, I got to get back to him, but it was in a bad spot. And he didn't say what it was about. If I knew that he wanted to be a guest, I would have like been all over that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure. You missed a call. Don't have to feel bad. It happens.
Yeah, he's a fascinating guy. You know, I always say he should have his own show, his own TV show. 100%.
Yeah,
100%. It would be so good. What you need is like a really good producer to know what strings to pull and like how to shoot that thing and how to get Wings to just be himself, and it would be one of the best trash reality shows you've ever seen.
Have you ever seen An Idiot Abroad with Carl Pilkington?
Of course. Love it.
One of the funniest fucking shows out there. I love Carl Pilkington and The Moaning of Life.
Wings is almost the real version.
I'm saying you do a show where you just send Wings to the fucking Philippines and you do that sort of travel show. That'd be great content.
That would be. You're absolutely right.
It would be hard to get him not to quit.
You make you call it, you do like planes, trains, and automobiles with Wings of Redemption, and every week he uses one of those modes of transportation. We're gonna roll a wheel. All right, looks like you're taking a train to, and you go to the other board, and he has to throw a dart.
Lujan,
oh, Tennessee, and it's just like fuck. And like now, like Wings gonna take a train to Tennessee to go to the fucking Air Force Museum or whatever the fuck. Or you could send him like whitewater rafting if you wanted to.
I'd like to see that, but I'm a little farther, like the Siberian Railway. Or,
that'll we'll have to get a passport for that.
Well, we can't do that because we'll have all of them just around.
I don't think his Chicago, Illinois documentation.
He was younger then. That was
of course. I'm just having a bit of fun. No, I look forward to talking to him because.
Zach says he's live. Do you want to try to get him now? Live on what?
No, let's not try to. No, let's not do that. No.
Okay, do it for right. Do it for real. Get it right.
Zach's a fucking amateur. Get it right. No, we tell him he's coming this week, so they all show up next week for him. We don't just surprise them with Wings, and some of them didn't show up and don't know. No, we wait till they line up.
You gotta tantalize.
Then you give them some Wings. Maybe you don't give them. Maybe just give them a little taste of Wings next week. Maybe he just, he has his little streams like, I talked to Woody and Kyle. We're gonna do something top secret. I can't say. And then you're all like, what are you gonna do? And then another week passes. That's how you do that shit.
And then we get the Wings soundboard.
We're not one at a time in a hit. We're mass communicating.
Get a Wings soundboard and just fake that he's here from here on out.
We have a guy who's a $50 patron who looks strikingly like Wings of Redemption.
It's wild.
And he throws on a green screen that's Wings' room. And I swear to God, everyone who jumps into the call and doesn't already know this gentleman is like, holy shit, I thought Wings was here. And the guy's German, which makes it even better because he's German Wings. It's hilarious.
He has the kind of German accent that if you saw it in a movie, you'd be like, that's not realistic. It's the most over the top German accent you've ever heard.
He looks like the evil version of Wings, who is like intelligent and German. It's like I'd love to see another version of the movie Twins, and it's just evil German genius Wings and our Wings like bumbling their way through some sort of spy shit. Oh, thank God! I hope you've got a photo of him. Yeah, it's great.
If you do, he looks so much like Wings.
He looks so much like it.
And he embraces it. Look at that. That's just Wings. and he sits there with this background, and people will be like, are you Wings? And he'll say, no, I'm not. Like,
just to be 100% clear, because I know there's some people who just maybe didn't follow. This is not Wings. This is our fan in the $50 hangout who just looks tremendously like him. This is German Wings.
German Wings is funny.
I like German Wings.
A good member of the Hangout. He's got jokes.
Dude, the Hangouts are fun. I had a good time last time, which is 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I thought we were gonna have more nudity last time, but because the time before that she was.